What's up, y'all? It's Joelle, and welcome back to Vlogmas Day 4, I want to say. Back at you with another little noggin nugget. Today we're going to be talking about humility, or rather false humility, which I think is really interesting. I've learned a lot about since coming to school. And I think it's just interesting because it's something that permeates the church and well as common culture, where it's really like socially unacceptable to think highly of yourself. Like, to me, the iconic scene is like, oh, sorry, my notes are flying. I'm going to take my hair down because I look bald. To me, like, the iconic scene is like in Mean Girls, where Regina's like, oh my gosh, you're like really pretty. And then little Lindsay Lohan's like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, so you agree? You think you're really pretty? And it's just like, yes. And like, that's such a foreign concept to like, for girls especially, to accept compliments and to not feel like they're being arrogant and just to feel good about themselves. It's like we have this culture where it's, oh, you feel good about yourself? You should feel really bad about yourself, like all of us. And we start to like pinpoint people who have some sort of confidence and we just drag them down. I feel like a lot of times it's in the name of being humble. So I just want to talk about a little bit what it really looks like to be humble. And we learn in school here at BSM that humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's just thinking of yourself less and being able to put others before yourself in that way. It's not being like, I suck, I'm a terrible person, everything I do is wrong, because then you're just like spewing lies and it's annoying, so please stop. So I feel like I kind of tried to break down 3 main responses to compliments that I see. And I love compliments because, as we covered in the last noggin nugget, your words have the power of life or death in them, and when you speak a compliment over someone else, I feel like you are able to call out like the goodness and the gold in them. And it's just really awesome to encourage someone in that way. But 3 main responses I tend to see is, first is just being like, oh, thank you. But then internally being like, oh my gosh, what they said is so not true. I'm never gonna be able to live up to their standards. And all of a sudden there's all these external pressures of being like, I'm so afraid of failing now because they think I'm like this, but I'm really like this. And if they really got to know me, then they would just be so upset that they ever gave me that compliment. Whoever gave a compliment being like, yep, they better live up to my standards now. The reason that they gave you that compliment in the first place is because they see so much goodness in you. They wanted to point it out and show you how awesome you are. It's not the other way around. Another really common response is like, oh, like stop, or denying it, or just being like, oh, that was Jesus, which is really common in the church. It's also common, you know, just in life when people are like, oh, I can't accept compliments because, you know, that would be prideful. Okay, well, you're rejecting a blessing that someone's speaking to you in the first place. I love this response that Bill Johnson gives whenever he will say like, oh, that beautiful song that you just complimented me on, that wasn't me, that was all Jesus. And then Bill's just like, well, it wasn't that good. If it was Jesus, it would have been like, whew. He was like, yeah, but Jesus is like, ah. So I think that's hysterical, and just keep that in mind next time you want to deflect a compliment that someone's giving you. And the third response that I think is the appropriate one that I still struggle myself to respond with is just being able to say like, yes, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to say that to me. And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to accept a compliment about yourself and just to feel good about yourself and know that other people feel the same way about you. Like, that's awesome. If we had a culture where instead of criticizing each other and ourselves and pulling each other down, we just all could equally build each other up, how much more productive would that be? And just to clarify, I think it's really easy for people to err on the side of like, oh, well, that starts getting into like pride and like glorifying yourself, because, you know, Nebuchadnezzar and Daniel in the Bible, he was really proud, and, you know, he turned into an animal, and for like, I don't know, was it like 7 seasons he ate grass. But after that, he didn't stop saying good things about himself and his kingdom. He went right on back to saying like, oh, well, you know, this amazing kingdom that I've built up with God, and all the glory goes to God. And God was like, there we go, that's good. You don't have to be an animal anymore. I love the story that Chris Vallotton shares, just to close this little noggin nugget, about how we should respond and think about humility and being pleased with ourselves and others in relation to God, to not get prideful. Where if you have a painting and the artist of the painting is standing right next to it, it would not be glorifying to the artist to go to the painting and be like, wow, that is such an ugly painting. The way they use those colors over there, that is just terrible. The composition is awful. I just would not spend any money on that painting. And when you think of it in terms of, we were made by God. God is the artist, the creator of all of us humans, and Jesus sat as the model of all of us to be formed and fashioned after him. How sucky do you think it would be for God to hear his kids being like, oh, they suck, or like, oh, I'm so ugly and terrible and untalented. Yeah, I'm so stupid, I can't do anything right. And Jesus just like, yeah, y'all are made after me. I don't really know what you're trying to accomplish with saying all that. So I think that's just a really helpful illustration for talking about humility, but also confidence and being able to say good things about yourself and other people. So that's all I have to say about that right now. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and let's get on with the vlog. Good morning, you guys. Welcome to Vlogmas day 4. We're starting off today with a quick trip to the gym. A little shorter than usual, but we're just gonna throw some cardio in there. I normally go to Everyday Fitness. Just haven't been able to get a workout in since I was away in San Francisco, so we're making up for it now. As you can see, after gym, I've been able to shower, get ready for my day. Right now, I'm leaving to go pick up JC, who's in my small group. We have a small group meeting every Monday morning. It's like 5 girls from my revival group. Oh my wind! My hair is blowing everywhere in this wind. It's really nice because it's a smaller community of people that you meet with weekly. So it's just the opportunity to get to know people in a more intimate setting. This is the small group. Thank you, Michelle, for hosting us this week. This is awesome. Also,
what type of tea would you like?
Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I also brought some maple leaf cookies.
Yes. May give it to us for this morning.
Good morning. What's up, guys? Here's JC. JC is a lovely member of my small group and RP, as I said before, but we're now at the Civic. This is where we have school every day. It's Reading Civic Auditorium, so it's not actually owned by Bethel, but it's just a big room where, what is it? How many people are in class? Like 1,400, 1,500? Yeah, something like students can all fit to take classes. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Hi, morning. Hi. There's me.
It's connected to the previous idea. It's contrasted with the previous idea.
But I'm sitting there and they're bright fluorescent green.
Alright y'all, back at home after school today. I'm just getting on my Kingdom Foundations homework, which is basically like a written Bible study with different topics every week. I have about an hour before I have another meeting for my social media apprenticeship, which I'll show you guys. It's part of the Kingdom Creativity track that I'm in as my elective this term. Ooh, look how green and eerie that looks. Hey guys, to the vlog. This is just my media apprenticeship. Daniela is our amazing leader. We're going over branding today. They're gonna help me figure out how to make my YouTube videos less messy, I guess. Beth is a marketing branding genius, so she's gonna share her expertise with us today. Hopefully the quality of my vlogs will be like 1,000 times better after this. What's up, guys? So I just had to finish some work for my social media internship after getting back from the social media apprenticeship. As being part of our like creative elective here at BSSM, you get access to all these different little apprenticeships which you can go to. They're all year long. We meet once a week. There's film, there's art, there's music, there's all these different kinds. So I'm in a bunch, but tonight's was social media, and they actually focus particularly on my YouTube channel this week, and they helped just look at branding. So we're going through branding strategy, sort of using my YouTube channel as a case study. It was super helpful just to learn like the basics. So you need to know your target audience and you need to know your why. Like, why are you creating content in the first place? We solidified it down to like 5 keywords or phrases that I could use as the starting point for every aspect of my channel, which is really awesome. So I'm so thankful for them. It's also just a great supportive community. They're so sweet and it's a pleasure working with them. But now I'm home. I have some homework I need to do, have some Bible reading. This week we're reading Romans. That's kind of how my night is going, and then I'll probably just be editing my Vlogmas video for the day, which I really need to get on. It's already like 9:30 p.m. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the vlog here. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, of course, please subscribe and get more Vlogmas goodness as well as other videos throughout December and the rest of the year. If you have not hit me up on my social medias, those are always linked down below, and I'm just gonna throw some right here for you guys as well. But I love you so much. Jesus loves you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.